Helter Skelter Part 1. Parental discretion is advised.
What can it mean, Jody? How could a watch in Gunther's pocket wind up in Sky Whitney's bedroom?
I don't know. I don't know. But you said that Calvin swears the only watch found on Gunther's body was his wristwatch, right?
Which means that the pocket watch was removed from the body.
That's the only explanation, then.
Yeah. I didn't take it off his body, Jody. After I shot him, I mean, you don't think I did it, do you?
Oh, come on. Of course not.
It's bad enough I'm a homicidal maniac. I don't need you to think that I'm a thief, too.
Stop it! Okay, now, let's be serious, okay? We have to try to figure this out. I mean, it could be very important.
No matter how important it is, it doesn't change what happened, Jody.
Gavin, it means we don't know what happened when you left the dance studio.
Right. One thing we do know is that the next person in there was Miles.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I know, Jody, I know. Miles doesn't go around stealing watches either. How can I be so stupid? Do you remember what Miles said? That someone hit him over the head when he went to go help Gunther?
That's right. Only Sky Whitney made it sound as if he was lying, that he deliberately let Gunther bleed to death.
And maybe the same person who took Gunther's watch hit Miles over the head.
You mean like a thief?
I mean like Sky Whitney.
Oh, Gavin, come on. I don't think that's possible.
If it wound up in Sky's bedroom, it had to get there somehow, didn't it?
I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. Come on, Sky stealing Gunther's watch.
It was his watch originally.
Gavin, did you ever think about this? Maybe it's all a mistake. Maybe the watch Martine saw it and the one her husband stole it. Maybe it's a different watch.
But why would a burglar steal all these things and then give them back?
Well, I don't know, but that's exactly what Collier Wells did. He even sent it to Derek Mallory's office for safekeeping.
Well, I'm just glad that they're back in my hands, all my beautiful jewels.
And mine.
Night is brought to you by Tide. Women who count on cleaning put their trust in Tide. And by Zest, the deodorant bar that leaves no sticky soap film, so you feel really clean.
Can anything make you stop using soap?
No way! When you discover the cleaner feeling of Zest, you're gonna say no to your soap.
I'll admit, Zest pours on the lather.
When you discover the cleaner feeling of Zest,
Dustbin's cleaner than soap. Can even feel it.
you're gonna say no to your soap.
I'll put deodorant Zest to a test. Lather one arm with soap, Zest the other. Now rinse. Oh, feels tacky from soap, but Zest leaves a cleaner, fresher feeling than soap.
When you discover the cleaner feeling of Zest,
Back to soap?
Nope.
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 discover the cleaner feeling of Zest.
Coach Hawkins, what are you doing in home ec?
Washing the team's uniforms for the second time.
Washing twice? What are you using?
This.
A so-called bargain? Not a smart play, Coach.
Oh, but I saved a lot.
By washing twice, some saving. This is home economics, Coach. We use Tide, so we get clothes clean first time around.
On tough, muddy dirt like that?
Sure. Is this as muddy as that was?
Oh, you bet. All my guys are tough.
Oh, Tide'll beat it with just one wash.
Hey, Tide won.
Even after you wash this twice.
Tide was the clean winner 2-1.
Coach, the smart money's on Tide.
Extra Action Tide, the best detergent on American soil. It's a real cleaning bargain.
2-1.
Well, don't you see, darling, he wasn't interested in the value of this stuff. He just wanted to prove some stupid point.
Like what?
He wanted to prove that he could burglarize my house. He tried it once before, remember?
In Paris, right?
Yeah. I bet he'll never forget that night. It was the first time that he was ever caught red-handed.
I'll never forget that night either. I think you let him go because you fell in love with his beautiful wife.
I let him go because it amused me.
Well, I'm sure it amused him to rip us off, too. Sweet revenge.
Yeah, sweet revenge is right. He probably thought it was some sort of I don't know, poetic justice.
There's nothing just about stealing my jewelry.
Yeah. Well, the circumstances were all the same, don't you see? I mean, Martine was dancing for me in the theater. I was there in the theater. And Collier Wells was here in my house.
So you think he had the whole thing planned?
Oh, I'm sure he did. I mean, he wanted to make sure that I recognized his little scheme. He even called me up on the phone to make sure I'd get his point.
Well, he can have his point, just so I have my jewelry.
That is a nice...
Excuse me, Mr. Whitney.
Oh.
I thought this might be a good time to take the car into the garage, unless, of course, you're planning to use it this afternoon.
No, I'm not. That's a good idea, Spencer.
Sky, who is this?
Oh, that's right. Well, you two haven't met. This is Spencer Varney. He's going to be working for us from now on. This is my wife, Mrs. Whitney.
How do you do, Mrs. Whitney?
You know, he's already put himself to good use. You know the green limo, how it's been kind of wobbling? Well, he said it's because
Skylar,
it needs
you know I know nothing about automobile mechanics, nor do I care. I just care that you drive me safely from place to place.
I'm a very good driver, Mrs. Whitney. I'm sure you won't have any complaints. May I take the car, Mr. Whitney?
Yeah, go right ahead, Spencer.
I do have a complaint.
Well, what's that?
You hired him without asking me.
Well, we needed a replacement for Gunther.
Well, I thought we decided that we were going to decide on that together, and you just barged right ahead and did it.
Well, you spent all morning in bed.
Well, I was upset that someone stole my jewelry. I didn't want to see anybody.
Look, the moment I saw Spencer, I knew he was just what we needed. And when I saw his references, I knew he was exactly what we needed.
Well, I think he's a cold fish.
Well, he's got to be cool in his line of work. And I don't just mean driving either.
What do you mean?
He's more than just a chauffeur. He's a bodyguard. And people like us need protection.
Don't you have sense to stay away from me? Why are you still here anyway? Huh? Why haven't you taken back all those pretty trinkets you stole last night? Or don't you know one of those people anymore? The ones who buy stolen goods?
They are called fences, darling, and I won't have to deal with them because I've returned all the loot.
What?
I sent it back. I sent it all back to Whitney with my compliments.
You're not serious.
Didn't it ever occur to you, Martine, that Skylar Whitney's earthly goods don't mean a thing to me? That the only reason I committed that robbery was for love?
You're completely mad.
I had to set things right, Martine. I had to undo the wrong I did that night in Paris.
The only wrong you know is getting caught.
All right, I admit it. I robbed Whitney out of pride, but I returned everything for a different reason.
And what was that?
To atone. To atone for accepting his offer of freedom, Martine. I should have never done that.
You couldn't help yourself, Carlo. You couldn't face prison. It would be like caging a white bird.
Birds can be very happy in a cage together. Never mind. Score is even. I've had my fun. Raven has her jewels. Skylar Whitney has his watch. Not to mention a brilliant, beautiful dancer. And we all have what we want, so we can all go our separate ways. You know, it is moments like this that are just perfect for a kiss on the hand. It's gallant, it's touching, and it's not too emotional.
Vacation, Marcy.
Oh, Mr. White, the food, the wine, the denture stains.
Discover Extra Strength Efferdent.
Extra strength?
Removes even stubborn stains between teeth. Look, this denture material's triple stained with wine, blueberry, and coffee.
That's a tough stain.
But Efferdent has 5 powerful cleaning ingredients.
Amazing. Clean, even in between. Mr. White, I'm taking another trip.
Where?
Home, with a box of Efferdent.
Extra Strength Efferdent removes even stubborn stains between teeth in minutes.
Kibbles and bits, kibbles and bits. I'm gonna get me some kibbles and bits, kibbles and bits. Kibbles and Bits. I'm gonna get me some Kibbles and Bits.
Kennel Ration introduces Kibbles and Bits, a brand new idea. It's 2 new dog foods in 1. Kibbles, a new crunchy, meaty tasting dry, and Bits, a new chewy burger-style food. He'll crunch it, chomp it, absolutely devour it. Kibbles and Bits, 2 great new dog foods in 1.
Kibbles and Bits, Kibbles and Bits. I'm gonna get me more Kibbles and Bits.
I hope this doesn't take all afternoon. You know, sometimes I think this is the worst part of the job, and that's testifying at trials.
Yeah, 2 days ago you said that the paperwork was the worst part.
Well, it's all the same thing. I mean, I could be doing something really productive right now.
Like pulling the mask off of Collier Wells, huh?
Okay, I know you don't believe it and I can't prove it, but it's true.
Well, I think the chief believes it, but he's not going to stick his neck out until you come up with some hard facts.
Well, there's no hard facts to come up with. I mean, we don't have any arrests, no convictions, no fingerprints, no mugs. If there's anything we have on Collier Wells, it's someplace in the files of the French Sûreté or one of those outfits.
Yeah, every time we try to run a tracer on Carlo Crown, we come up with a blank, too.
Well, that's because Carlo Crown is a figment of Collier Wells' imagination. I mean, he created a whole new identification for himself. I just can't believe it. That guy's been under our nose all this time.
Yeah, but you weren't looking for Collier Wells. You were trying to nail that Jefferson Brown, right?
Yeah, well, I haven't had any leads on that case either. And we still haven't come up with anything on your friend, Gavin Wiley.
Ah, there was something. Like, I didn't tell the chief about it because I didn't want him to think I was in collusion with Gavin.
Well, what's that?
He called me.
He did?
Yeah, it was a brief call, and he didn't give me any clue as to where he might be found.
Well, what'd he say? Did he just call to say hello or something?
No, he asked a real peculiar question. He wanted to know if anybody found a pocket watch on Gunther Wagner's body.
A pocket watch? What do you want to know about a pocket watch?
Well, he didn't tell me.
That's odd. Didn't Dr. Kavanaugh say that Gunther's last words had something to do with a watch?
Yeah, that's true. Damned if I can make any sense out of what it means, though.
Well, well, if it isn't 2 of Monticello's finest.
Well, hello, Dee Dee. I hope this is not your case that we're testifying for.
Yeah, I hope not either. You know, she makes mince meat out of police testimony. Didn't I just see you 2 somewhere? Are you following me around or something?
Lawyers and cops always seem to run into each other, Mr. Stoner.
Oh, look, why don't you just call me detective?
Calvin, don't be hostile.
Hostile? Me? Come on. I was just wondering what a corporate lawyer was doing down here in criminal court.
I just thought I'd walk Dee Dee over, point out how tacky everything is.
Well, we have to keep it tacky. We don't want it too pleasant. Otherwise, the criminals might want to come back.
It's not too pleasant for lawyers either. Oh, my name is Julius. Julius Newcomb.
Damian Tyler.
I'm sorry, I should have introduced you to Damien is Calvin's partner.
It's going to take the 2 of you to testify in this case?
No, Damien's just sort of hanging out. He likes to come see all the crooks Dee Dee keeps out of jail.
Well, I'm trying to get Dee Dee to change her mind about doing just that.
Well, it sounds like you're on our side.
In fact, I'm trying to convince her to switch to corporate law.
Really? I hear there's a lot of money in that.
And I think Dee Dee'd be very good at it, too. And there are too few black counselors in corporate law.
Yeah, too few beautiful women.
That's for sure. But I mean it. If you want a piece of the action, you've got to go where the action is. You do agree with me, don't you, Calvin?
Yeah, sounds logical, I guess. I never really thought about it. You know, I figure I do my bit by keeping the bad guys off the street. That's until Dee Dee puts them back out there again.
Well, then maybe we'll be doing each other a favor if we can change her mind.
Yeah, maybe.
I've got an idea. Why don't we have dinner together some night? Dee Dee and me, you and your wife.
Julius, I have to meet that client in about 15 minutes. We better hurry.
Right. I'll be calling you on that, Calvin. Nice meeting you, Mr. Tyler.
Yeah, real pleasure.
We'll bet we can get you to try Wondra. Just because millions of other women are using it, that's no reason. Maybe if I were to show you how well Wondra works. You see, Wondra rubs in quickly, so it doesn't leave your skin feeling greasy. And when you can't feel Wondra on the outside, that means your skin's improving on the inside. But let me show you how Wondra really works on rough, dry skin. You know what can happen when you pull a rough, dry hand through a stocking. It snags. And now, when we put Wondra on the same hand and pull it through a stocking, no snags. As I said, when you can't feel Wondra on the outside, that means your skin's improving on the inside. But seeing isn't always believing. So write to this address and we'll send you a 75-cent coupon for Wondra. Try it. We'll bet you like Wondra so much you'll keep using it. We think you will. We really do.
Finally, my floor's gonna shine without waxing.
Yeah, but you still have to clean it correctly to help keep it shiny.
Any suggestions?
Well, Mr. Clean is great. Even Armstrong approves of Mr. Clean for their no-wax Solarian floors. Look, if you could lift the shine, you'd see many cleaners can leave a dull film. But Mr. Clean lets the shine come clear through.
That's the kind of shine I want.
That's the kind of shine Mr. Clean brings out.
Mr. Clean helps keep no-wax floors shining bright.
He's right.
Here we are, Nicole. I'm sorry I don't have a red carpet to roll out.
Oh, Geraldine, it's fabulous.
Well, that's somewhat excessive. I know it's small, but so are all the other executive officers at the station.
I still can't think of myself as an executive.
Well, that's what you are now, my dear. As a matter of fact, I'd say that the job of news director is even more important than my own.
I doubt that, Geraldine.
Well, you know how vital news is to a local station, and certainly you realize that it is the most important source of revenue.
Are you sure you picked the right person?
Oh, I made the right choice, all right. I just hope I'll be forgiven for putting all this burden on your shoulders.
Oh, no, it's a delightful burden and a delightful office. Oh, you haven't met Nora Fulton yet, have you?
No, I haven't. How do you do, Miss Fulton? I'm Geraldine Saxon.
Oh, it's very nice to meet you, Mrs. Saxon.
Nicole tells me you two will be working together.
Yes. I just had Glenn give her a quick tour around the studio so that she could get to find her way around here.
Well, it's a confusing place at first, my dear, but you'll get used to it. For the first few days that I was here, I was afraid to admit that I couldn't find the powder room.
It's a very exciting atmosphere, and I really haven't worked in any place like it.
Mostly in offices, I suppose.
In private homes, actually.
Well, Nora, this is going to be our home at the studio. What do you think?
It's very nice.
Well, as I said, it's rather small, but after all, you'll be spending most of your time in the studio anyway.
Oh, and at home. I still intend to divide my time between the two places, if that's all right with you.
Well, of course, my dear. I don't care, as long as the job gets done. I understand Mrs. Goodman is back with you.
Oh, yes. But unfortunately, she has this bad case of acrophobia. It's not the best thing to have when you live on the 32nd floor.
Oh, dear. Well, I'll let you get acquainted with your new quarters. Oh, I have brought you a tape of your last newscast. It's already in the VCR.
Oh, thank you.
VCR?
Yes. Video cassette recorder. It's this thing right here. I thought the news director should take a long, hard look at the talent.
Oh, I think you'll like what you see, even though you may not enjoy the content. It's about the Gunther Wagner killing.
Oh, yes, I remember.
You've had no word from Jody at all?
No. The only thing we know for sure is that she's with Gavin. And I keep hoping to hear that they're both back.
I'm sorry. Well, I must be going. Good luck to you both.
Goodbye, and thank you, Geraldine.
Mrs. Kavanaugh, do you want me to start looking at this mail? There's a lot of it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a great help, Nora. Thank you. Death in a Dance Studio. That's the headline of tonight's crime story. A story of tragedy involving a young dancer, her choreographer, and the man who allegedly tormented her. Gunther Wagner, chauffeur and general manservant of dance impresario Skylar Whitney, was killed last night in the Wiley Dance Studios, the victim of a gunshot wound apparently received during a struggle between himself and Gavin Wiley.
No, I don't want to see any more people at the moment. No, I have nothing against the press. It's just that I don't give any more interviews. Okay? Yes, I'll call you back. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Martine, are you alone?
Who is this?
It's Jody. Martine, I have to ask you a question. Is it all right? Yes, it's all right. I'm alone. Okay, look, I told Gavin about Skylar Whitney's watch. It doesn't make any sense to him either.
Well, look, I don't know. All I can tell you is that it was there. I saw it. It's an all-pocket watch with the initials SJW written on the inside of the case.
Okay, but isn't it possible that Sky might have two watches? I mean, maybe he collects them. Some people do that.
I never knew Sky being a collector of anything except women. I haven't seen him since the opening, Judy.
Ask her to look at it again. Describe it as accurately as possible.
Listen, Martine, can you still get your hands on that watch?
No, that's impossible. I'm sorry, dear.
Why? Has your husband left town or something?
He may have left already, yes.
Well, couldn't you call him? Couldn't you just get one more look at that watch?
Or better yet, give us a look at it.
Judy, it's impossible. You see, my husband had a strange attack of conscience or something.
What do you mean?
He has returned everything. Skylar Whitney has his watch again.
Hey, Angel Face, Patuzzi, I'm back. Guess what? We're gonna have a party. You know why? I forgot today's my birthday. All you need is love. Come on, man. I want to start without you.
To help fight cavities and gum disease, we invented a unique toothbrush.
We invented two.
Reach with a compact head.
And now Reach Plus with a longer head. Both are angled like a dental instrument to reach back teeth. Both have bi-level bristles to clean between teeth and gums, but each Reach fits differently.
Because the better the fit, the easier it is to clean.
Reach and new Reach Plus. Preventive dentistry to help fight cavities. From Johnson & Johnson.
Thanks to the dog and that cigar up there, bad smells are trapped down here in the rug. But thanks to Airwick's Carpet Fresh, you can eliminate smells down here, which makes it cleaner and fresher smelling up there. In tests, nearly everyone said that Carpet Fresh worked better than the baking soda deodorizer. No rug and room deodorizer can beat it. America's #1 choice for down here and up there is Carpet Fresh.
Tonight at 6, David Banner gets caught in the crossfire between a dope pusher and a preacher on The Incredible Hulk. Then at 7, Grady takes over the junkyard while Fred is away on Sanford and Son.
Let me do that, Mr. Whitney.
Oh, fine. Well, thank you, Spencer. I appreciate a man who takes initiative.
A splash of soda and 2 lumps of ice. That's the way my hubby likes it.
I'll remember that.
Yeah, I believe you will, Spencer. You strike me as someone who's got quite a good memory.
I also know how to forget things, Mr. Whitney. That can be an important quality as well.
Yes, it certainly can.
I'm sure your previous employer admired that about you.
Yeah, I imagine it couldn't have been terribly easy working for your previous employer. What's his name? Bowie. As I understand it, you spent the last 3 years evading extradition on tax evasion charges. Is that correct?
See if that's the way you like it, Mr. Whitney.
That's just fine. Well, is that the reason that he traveled so much?
I believe it was one of the reasons.
Were there others?
I heard he was a crook. No offense, Spence.
I'm sorry, I really don't know.
Well, you just passed your test, Spencer.
Pardon?
Well, you really do forget things, even about former employers.
There's not much point in remembering, Mr. Whitney, when a man is dead.
Oh, that's right. He had a heart attack, didn't he?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah, and rumor has it that if he didn't die of a heart attack, someone or some person unknown might have done it for him. As I understand it, he was in trouble with financiers of a particular type. Is that right?
I couldn't say, sir.
Oh, come on, Spencer. Give us a little gossip.
You know, someone like Mr. Bowie would be in need of someone other than just a driver. I'd probably need somebody pretty handy with a gun.
I don't carry a gun, Mr. Whitney.
But you were his bodyguard.
Yes, sir. I was.
Well, you know, Spencer, people of means need protection. That's one of the jobs that our former chauffeur did for us.
Gunther didn't carry a gun.
No, but he was big and strong and intimidating, and that was enough.
Well, would you object to the idea of doing more than just driving?
No, sir. You can count on me for everything.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
And right now, sir, I think I'd better see if the car is ready at the garage. Will you excuse me?
Certainly, Sergeant. So, what do you think of my choice?
Oh, he's all right. I still think he's a cold fish, but he's an improvement.
Yeah. Yeah, that's strange.
What?
Well, he referred to Gunther by his first name. He also seemed to know that he never carried a gun.
Damn. Martine had that thing right in her hands. Now it's gone. Now we'll never know.
There is one way we could find out.
What's that?
Well, we could go to the police.
And do what? Tell them our theory? I don't think so, Jody.
Gavin, it might be very important to prove that Sky was at the dance studio before the police arrived.
But how, Jody? We don't even know ourselves. Maybe that watch that Gunther showed you was a different watch altogether.
Well, then where is it? The only watch found on Gunther's body was the wristwatch. That means somebody had to steal the pocket watch.
Only if Martine's husband hadn't given it back.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. If only I could have got another look at it, just to make sure it was the same watch Gunther had.
Maybe there is a way we can have another look at it.
How?
We could do what Collier Wells did. Burglarize the Whitney mansion ourselves.
Tony Silkwave presents The Personal Perms. Here's your guide to the one that's right for you. Is your hair color treated? Be sure to use the Gentle Tony Silkwave just for color treated hair. Is your hair hard to curl? There's a Silkwave just for you. Regular for normal hair. But here's the exciting part. You pick the amount of curl you want, just by the amount of time you leave it on. Silkwave The Personal Perms. One is right for you.
You're not mixing A1 steak sauce in your ground beef?
A1 in ground beef?
My dear sister, there is steak in that ground beef. And what's better for steak than A1? And I bet you have.
Here it is. A1's herbs and spices make ground beef taste like ground steak. Hamburgers and meatloaf are juicy and tastier. Just mix 3 tablespoons into every pound. 1, 2, 3.
What a difference.
Sure. A1 makes ground beef taste like ground steak.
Tonight at 8, Channel 48 presents Helter Skelter, based on the 1969 murders by the Manson family. And tonight at 11, Eric Idle is host to musical guest Joe Cocker on Saturday night. Now stay tuned for The Love Boat.
This is Field Communications in Philadelphia.
Door World, we're the right kind of door.
If you've been thinking about getting a beautiful steel door, don't think about it for another second, because right now at Door World, we're holding our half-price sale where you can save an incredible 50% on slightly blemished and canceled MagnaSeal steel doors, plus free installation. So hurry, come to Door World on Germantown Avenue, Bustleton Avenue, or in Pennsauken, or call 1-800-228-8000. That's 1-800-228-8000 for a free shop-at-home service.
True quality never comes cheap. But at Jubilee Furniture, we can save you money on the Rolls-Royce of leather furniture because we sell elegant leather from 30 to 40% off list. And believe me, that adds up to quite a savings. You'll choose from comfortable sofas, chairs, recliners, all from 30 to 40% off list price. At Jubilee, we can't make leather furniture inexpensive, but we can make it affordable. Luxury you can afford from Jubilee Furniture, 2028 Fairmount Avenue.
Are you worried about cancer, arthritis, heart disease? Do you want to brush up on your first aid skills? For free information, call TELMED at Riddle Memorial Hospital, 215-565-7800. WKBS, Burlington, Philadelphia.